Hi, I'm Zash, and this is episode 2 of my Steins read through. Ironically, chapter 1, Time Travel Paranoia. And this was supposed to be the live stream recording, but guess who botched the audio recording again? Yeah. Hands up if you're surprised. Out there, I see one hand. Well, I guess someone who's watching doesn't know me that well, but oh well. Anyways, yeah. This scene did get me the first time I came through here. I did honestly think Okabe was trying to talk to me, the player behind the screen. So, yeah. The first time, I was completely taken in by this. So, yeah, if you were too, don't feel bad. At least you're not the only idiot out there. Yeah. Yes. Few can handle the truth. Or only a few are as nut bars as you to believe the same thing you do. Yes, welcome to the Future Gadget Lab. Dramatic pause. Yes. Good plan. Which Mayuri is morally opposed to. But who has time for morals when you're a mad scientist? And directions with my horribly mangled attempts at speaking Japanese place names. Yeah, I apologize. Japanese is not my native language, and I can understand a bit of it listening. I can't speak it very well, as obvious there. Good old cathode ray tubes. I used to have a CRT monitor till a few years ago when it finally crapped out on me. But yeah, it lasted a good long time. The thing was like 15, 20 years old. Maybe 10. 10 and 15, somewhere around there. Yeah, I got it before the new millennium. So it's at least 15 years old. But yeah. I still have it laying over there because I've never actually taken it to the dump. Mainly because I'm going blind and I can't see well enough to take it to get a car, load it into a car, and drive it to the dump. And I'm not taking a monitor on the bus to the dump, especially a big CRT monitor. Yes, such a great number, 3. Well, the power 3, right? The id, ego, and superego. You have no ideas how many times I blew that line trying to record it. Because I can't speak English, even though it's my native language. Go figure that. And Daru, our super hacker. That page does exist. And it should have a annotation at some point that links to it. Probably more. I'm thinking that's a reference to Prince of Tennis, but I don't know. I've never actually watched Prince of Tennis. It's just the only major tennis manga I'm aware of. So I could be completely wrong because for some reason, I don't keep up on tennis manga. Hi. Um, you acknowledge my presence, unlike most fictional characters. Hey, we understand you over here. You're just not hearing us. When I did play this the first time, I did wonder if they did a microphone thing, or microphone check, and saw if there was any audio, if someone was trying to contact them or something, and change the uh, text, but no, they don't. But that would have been cool if they did. Yes. Yes. Chunibyo. Uh, it's literally second year syndrome or something to that effect, and it means the effects of a person who is in second year of high school, I believe it is, like about grade 8, year 8, whatever you want to call it. And they pretend to have superpowers, which are sealed in their arms and interrogated into their backstory and stuff like that. It's either grade 8 or grade 10, somewhere around there. But yeah, and yeah, Okabe is a textbook example of a chunibyo, and it is a disrespectful term if you are not in the area of grade 8 to 10. Yeah. Daru does get out. He goes to offline meets, which are basically when everyone from an online community meets up in offline. It's not that hard to understand. If you're watching this, you probably already know what an otaku is. It's a technomancer. No, wrong fiction. An otaku is someone who is just online all the time, and a huge anime fan, huge, usually moe and that sort of culture fan. Yeah, you can be good with software and hardware. And then there's the people who stab themselves with pins and needles. Yeah. She's also a fan of anime and stuff, which you don't expect that. But once you get to know her better, yeah, it shows. It doesn't, yeah. They only have one woman, and she doesn't want to wear costumes, but yeah. But Mayuri's here for a different reason than making costumes. She uh, melted Okabe's heart a bit, and yeah, he was lonely. She showed up, and he is very thankful for that. Which is why he is very protective of her. Yeah. She is not here to be useful, she is here for moral support. The alpaca remains silent. Could be. You got it for $5, so you got it for $5. How much coding could they put into it?
I curse his name and smack the TV. As soon as I do... Hmm? The TV made a sound like it shorted, and then the screen goes blank.
Nice job breaking it, hero.
Change the channel. Nothing. Check the power cable. Nothing. Whack it again.
Yep, he broke the TV. And good old percussive maintenance attempt, because that always works. Seriously, it does work. It works more often than it should, honestly. And it also relieves some stress, but that's beside the point. Well, at least you live right above a CRT shop. Yeah, I hate hot and humid weather. Glad I live up in Canada where it's not that often, except in recent summers. God damn. Like, in recent summers were literally hotter than than California. Like, we have temperatures in the 40s, which is over 100 in the US, basically. And yeah, it's not pleasant some days. And this would have been creepy. Everybody around you disappears all of a sudden. I would be creeped out if this happened to me too.
What's wrong? Mayuri's voice brings me back to reality.
But at least Mayuri didn't disappear. I think Okabe would have been heartbroken if Mayuri disappeared in that event too. Though would he? Because nobody Oops, sorry. Hit my mic. But nobody remembers anybody going away, so would he have forgotten about Mayuri if she disappeared in that event? Questions to ponder. Yeah, I tried to do this with waving my head back and forth. All it did was generate extra microphone noise. That's just me, though. I might just be doing it wrong. So professional am I. Where did everybody go? I also find it odd that you can see the light like the light of the actual professional lighting rig in her eyes. Like, you don't get a square light like that in natural generation, but yeah, they all have the square in the middle of their eyes, like they were professionally photographed with a reflector and everything, or a diffuser. Go random photography knowledge.
The scorching summer sun shone bright through the gaps between Akiba's buildings.
Especially for a guy who hates being on camera. Sorry for the noise. I had to move my microphone so I would stop coming dangerously close to hitting it again. That satellite still doesn't look like the one that landed on the well, I guess if it only has the one solar panel and it was out behind the body when we got up on the roof, it could be the same one. It's kind of pointing the right way for that to be true. So maybe it's the same thing that just suddenly crushed the ceiling or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's not a crash. That's not crash damage. If that was a crash from a deorbit, it would have gone right through the building. Like, the building would be almost demolished from an impact from something that large hitting it from in deorbit speeds. This is why they have a parachute on the capsule.
That's not what I'm seeing now. This satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building, obliterating the room where Dr. Nakabachi's press conference.
Yeah, not enough damage for a deorbit.
It must have fallen out.
Might have been dropped from a height, like from a plane or something. That might only do that little damage, but not a deorbit.
The real question was,
And
what happened? Mayuri, about that satellite.
and it's at the wrong angle for a deorbit too.
What was the surprise?
You'd have to have a lot shallower angle to not burn up in the atmosphere, or
A huge.
so it just,
It certainly did make a sound.
and that's almost vertically down, which would almost certainly burn up if it hit atmosphere at that,
Did that satellite
like that.
fall out of the sky? Did it? Do you think any aliens were aboard? Had I lost my mind? What I had seen didn't
And you
match
hit the
anything.
atmosphere at 9 kilometers a second going straight down, you're gonna burn up.
Nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it all? Hey, you
What
two.
you need to do is
Just then, a uniformed
come in at a proper angle,
What do you
so you
think
slow
you're
down,
doing here? This area is off limits.
so you have more time to slow down basically, so
We're
the
sorry.
friction isn't as bad.
First,
And
good man. Let's call you Officer
yeah,
A.
that angle would have been just too steep.
Officer A. Thousands of people just
Let's,
vanished.
yes,
You saw it.
calling the police Officer A is generally not a good idea.
Get out of here.
Kids, don't try it.
I was quickly losing confidence in my own memories. I decided to tell him about Mikise.
So, question time.
Call an ambulance
Okabe,
before I could.
crazy or visionary?
For your nonsense. The policeman took me by the upper arm and said, "No one was stabbed at Radio Kaiken." What? How could he say that with such certainty? While I was trying to comprehend the situation, the policeman forcefully led us
Yeah,
away
so the police haul us away. At least not to jail.
to UPX and released.
They're probably securing the area to figure out what the hell did this satellite come from, and why is it stuck in the ceiling of Radio Kaiken.
Just as Officer A had said, Chuodori had been blockaded by police, so nobody could enter. There was nothing.
So how did we get in?
So we headed back
Like,
to the lab.
well, I guess we,
And that brings us
Huh.
to the present.
like,
I'm baffled. Did the whole
yeah, that is a bit baffling.
Nakabachi's presentation really happen? I check online for any news. The net is buzzing about the mysterious machine that crashed into Radio Kaiken. All the major
Oh yes,
stations, even ToTV, are running special
yeah,
bulletins.
ToTV also is Tokyo TV, I think. It's one of the major anime channels that doesn't, that caters to otakus basically, so it doesn't care about the outside world, so they don't really have a news presence. So they only cut in when it's like potentially apocalyptic importance.
I see. So that's it. From the sofa.
No, I haven't been playing Portal 2.
Grin on my face. Daru and Mayuri turn and stare. This is
Kabe's being over dramatic again.
Their influence has corrupted law enforcement, which means our entire government may already be under their control. My God! But they underestimated me.
Yeah,
For
you're
I'm
just
not so easily
keep
played.
being chuny,
We'll expose
Okabe.
their deeds and put an end to their reign. Having
and over dramaticness.
satisfactory conclusion,
I'll admit I was a bit like that when I was in like grade 10, so yeah, I can kind of see where he's going. But you're supposed to grow out of it. He's 18 now and he's still like that, which is funny, but still.
Cola's better. Okurin really loved
I prefer cola too, honestly. Like Dr. Pepper is okay. Is okay. Like I'll drink it if it's around, but I I prefer cola, but that's just me. The gadgets. Yeah. I probably am going to just I probably should just annotate them and put a link to their pages on the Future Labs website because they take a minute or two to explain. Like gadget number one is a remote control stuffed in a um, uh, like a toy ray gun, and you pull the trigger, the channel goes up. That's all it can do. It can't do any other remote controls. It can just do channel up by shooting it with the ray gun. So useful. Number two is a camera taped to a bamboo helicopter, so it can do aerial reconnaissance. However, since it's taped to the stem of the helicopter, it is also spinning at a high rate of speed. I can't remember what the other ones are. I know, I think it's six or seven is Moed Snake. That one's actually kind of it's six, I think. That one's actually kind of ingenious because it's basically a heating element, a tank of water stuffed into a claymore mine shell. So you turn on the power, it flash boils the water, releasing a big cloud of steam. Uh, Seven is Ghost in the Ball, and it is a bunch of 12-inch monitors all taped together with cameras taped in the cracks on the other side. And so the camera from one feeds into the other and or into the monitor on the other side, and you get a nice ball of optical camouflage in theory. In practice that don't work, but it's a start. Oh yes, and there was, I think it was five with the Siloom Saber. It is basically a lightsaber made with a glow stick and a hilt. So yeah, there was another one that was just a vacuum attached to a dryer. I don't know what it's supposed to do. What else was there? Oh yes, and number eight is the phone wave. Yeah, here he is. The eight inventions. Yeah, and most of the names have some anime reference to them. Oh right, one of them was a sweat detector that could be used as a lie detector. So if you're lying, your hand starts sweating and it marks it as a lie with obvious problems, which is why it's not used in court cases. Serendipity, also known as luck or chance. Number one is the bit particle gun. Yeah. Gundam reference. Yeah. Awesome. That's the lie detector. Okay, four is the Moed Snake, which is the Claymore. This is the vacuum hooked into a dryer. Yeah, there's the Siloom Saber and the lightsaber. Ghost in the Ball. Yeah. And yeah, you can see them on their homepage, which should be annotated earlier.
Anyway, our current
But
problem is
for
phone
science!
wave
Sorry.
subject to
Yeah. One of my favorite Dr. Insano and Dr. Linksano lines. For science!
come up with something better. For the record, it was Mayuri's idea, not mine. When a future gadget is completed, the
Phone wave name subject to change. Because they haven't gotten it working yet.
or names with hidden meanings that need extra explanation to understand.
I kind of get that. Like, I like those kind of names, but
Have a passion
yeah.
for words like
Okay, maybe I have a bit more in common with Okabe than I'd like to admit.
she says they don't fit in her head.
And pretending,
So, our
reading this and pretending to be a mad scientist is kind of fun. I mean, yeah.
phone wave, name subject to change, is, in short, a remote controlled microwave. You put food in
Yay.
the microwave before you leave, then on your way back, call the attached cell phone to
Which is an interesting idea. Not terribly useful idea, but it's an interesting idea. Like, I could see a use for that.
a few days
Like, I could, like, out of all his inventions, the three
capability.
with the most use I could see is the phone wave, the ghost in the ball, just because even if you didn't power it on, you could stuff something into the middle of it and people probably wouldn't find it because they don't want to take apart the damn ball. And the Moed snake, like instant smoke screen. I could actually see that being practically useful.
Daru and I have been searching for the cause.
Yeah.
We tried copying what
Yeah, and Mayuri has frozen her chicken somehow in the microwave,
and when we
which is odd because you can't really do that with microwaves.
I just don't
You can't shoot microwaves at something and make it colder. That's just not how microwaves work.
starts fanning himself with his shirt. I know what he means by really weird. Let's see
Yeah.
if we can
Also, I'm a bit of a I know a bit about physics and astrophysics and
bring forth the bananas.
theoretical time travel and that sort of stuff too. So that's what actually got me interested in this.
Ryushi, can you stop calling them jelbanas? But jelbanas are jelbanas.
Jelbanas are good as name as any.
I take the bananas from Mayuri and stick the whole bunch into the phone wave, name subject to change.
Yeah, this is a bit of a waste, Okabe.
It's a waste of food.
I agree with
This could cost
Mayuri on that one.
organization. That's fine with me.
The
Ryushi,
first time I played through this, I did not trust Chris at all. Like,
time we'll do only one banana.
it took me a while before I actually trusted Chris because I actually believed Okabe knew what he was talking about.
Name subject to change is simple to use. It's a microwave with a phone
And I liked Mayuri. She's nice and kind and a bit ditzy, but she's nice, so she's harmless. And she did help Okabe out in the time of need.
I'm connected. Hello, this is the phone wave name subject to change. This is the voice of Mayushi Guidance, the system Daru programmed to operate the phone wave. Do you
And
hear
had
the
Mayuri
voice?
record.
Be quiet. I'm
Yes,
trying to
yes,
listen.
we do. Okabe is a bit of a dick to her, though.
From this menu,
It's one of the things I didn't like about Okabe.
please enter the eating time in seconds. For example, press #60 for 1 minute. For
Yes, that is a pound or a hash.
120.
Pound is the more common name, hash is the hacker slash programmer name for it.
Like a normal
Which is why, and which has grown into more common parlance. That's why it's called a hashtag, because programmers and hackers called that symbol a hash, and it was a tag, so hashtag. That's how the name came to be. Now you've learned something, right?
turntable begins to rotate. Nice turntable, right? It's even spinning backwards. Backwards? I never
which is
noticed
odd.
that. That might have serious implications
Yeah.
if we look at quantum critical behavior driven by Hund's rule.
Hund's rule tells how many electrons are on each orbit around a atom's nucleus, if I remember correctly.
Wait and stare at the spinning.
Subatomic physics was a long time ago.
120 seconds pass. The microwave chimes.
I was in.
Mayuri
I'm an aerospace engineer. I didn't do that much in subatomic physics or chemistry or anything like that. Like I have some courses in that, but not on that level. And ew. That's a bit disturbing.
Had a freezing function. We attempted to freeze a bunch of bananas. This is what happened.
Yeah.
It just gets
That's
more
not
confusing
good.
each time. Daru,
I don't know what's going on with that.
those, would you? Of course you wouldn't. It's for science. Your sacrifice
For
will
science!
be remembered.
Sorry.
They look
It's still kind of part of my soul to do that.
What matters is that you eat it.
But yeah.
So come on, Daru. No need to be shy. Break a leg
Yes.
or a stomach and go for it. No way.
Yeah. I wouldn't eat one of those.
Mayuri, the honor shall be yours. But Jelbanas are all gloopy, droopy, soft, and squishy. Wait, she already tried one? It had no flavor and wasn't tasty at all. Gloopy, droopy, soft, and squishy. Daru, what do you think? Soft and squishy
You?
bananas, huh? Soft and squishy banana.
Daru, you're getting creepy.
Say your banana's all soft and squishy for me.
Daru, you're getting really creepy.
Please, just say it. Your banana's all soft.
Someone throw something at Daru, please.
You perv. Daru retreats after
Thank you.
him with the tissue box. Mayuri looks at us with an innocent smile.
You deserve that.
Get it, obviously. Anyway, their gelatin.
I'm thinking Mayuri might be smarter than she lets on, too.
There is a possibility that the
Yeah. I'll have to take a look at that idea and as a fan, as a personal headcanon. Mayuri actually knows exactly what's going on. Maybe Mayuri's the organization plan. Like, he said at the very beginning, the conspiracy is a lot closer than you think, so maybe one of the lab mems is a conspirator.
Now is the time to show what you say. Come on, don't be shy.
Zero Wing.
There we
God, that's an old meme. One of the first.
Mayuri probably didn't understand half of what.
All your base are belong to us.
We already knew that.
That was back
Problem
in the 90s, damn it. Now I feel old.
why it's doing it. If it's the opposite of freezing, then shouldn't it be?
I wonder if any of. I wonder how many people of my
What you're describing
that
is
actually watch this actually remember the 90s.
then
Any part of the 90s.
we don't know.
God damn, I feel old.
He's right.
Ah.
I don't have a clue.
Yep. Next episode, a brief history of time travel. Because they actually have a conference on time travel. And they explain some of the basics about it. I'll put it. I'm hopefully going to record that one properly. We shall see. No promises.